Hey everyone, so I'm going to be talking super fast in the intro because my battery is about to die, but this video is just sort of like an extreme highlight and contour video. This will work really well if you're doing like a dramatic eye, smoky eye, or any sort of dark colors because they really tend to wash your face out, and then with this contouring technique it's just really going to pull your whole look together and be like bam. So you want to get a highlighting foundation. Basically what I mean by this, you want a foundation that's at least 2 shades lighter than your current skin tone. For me, this is my Kat Von D's Lock It Longwear. This is an L42, palest shade that they have, and this is a full coverage foundation, so you want to be careful with this if you have dry skin or dry patches on your face like I do. Like my forehead and my chin are very dry, so I do not want to use this on those areas even though we are going to be highlighting. I will explain that in a second. This just works really well for my under eye area in general because I have problems with dark circles and I'm recovering from a sinus infection, so my whole eye area is puffy and it's like dark circles for days, like even more. So this works really well as a highlight for my under eye area in general, better than concealer because I know it'll last all day and it won't fade. And then because that is full coverage and you don't want to wow, I can't say that word. You don't want to bring out the flakiness and dry patches on your skin. So for me, I just used my regular everyday foundation that matches me, which is Neutrogena Shine Control Makeup in Classic Ivory number 10. And basically it's just your mouth area that you're not really going to be contouring or highlighting. For the sake of the video, I did use this on my forehead and now it's super dry and flaky and gross looking, but anyways. And then for the contour, you want to find a foundation that is about 3 shades darker than what you are now. So if you live somewhere where you have a climate change, this is perfect for winter because your summer foundation color will probably work perfectly for this. This is my L'Oreal True Match in Creamy Natural C3, and it is crazy to me that I was actually this tan at some point in the summer. And then you want to set it with your typical bronzer, highlighter, and blush. And for me, I'm using my handy dandy Nars trio with Laguna, Albatross, and Orgasm. So if you want to see how I pulled this all together, then just keep on watching. Okay, so to get this look started off, what you want to do is take your super pale foundation. You just want to take, and a little bit of this stuff goes a long way. So I just take a little bit and just dot it sort of in my under eye area. And then you just want to work with your beauty blender on blending that out. If you don't have a beauty blender sponge, you can just use a regular foundation brush. You just want to pat it to get it to spread out, and your main focus is just to really cover the under eye area with this. I'm going to go ahead and put this on my eyelids as well. So you have that area sort of highlighted and lightened up, but you want to get more on your cheekbones, so you just want to take like a little bit more. Like I could have put a bigger dot on your face, but it's always less is more, and you can always build up as you go. You don't want to put too much on and then have a hard time with being stuck with that. So you just kind of want to work on the top of your cheekbone where you would normally put a highlight, and then to sort of blend it all together even more so because it's one area. Okay, is it wanting to blend, and then up there needs to be blended. So just to give it like a good once over blend, just take your foundation brush and just sort of rub it in together. Okay, so now once that you have that done, you want to put like just a little bit like on your nose, and then a little bit right on the center of your forehead, and then on your chin. And those are like the proper areas that you want to highlight. Basically the areas that you're highlighting are going to be areas where the sun would naturally like reflect light off of your face. So it's your highest point, so it's your cheekbones, your chin, your nose, and the top of the center of your forehead. Now if you want, you can kind of just take this foundation and work it on the other areas of your face, like down over here or like around my mouth. I need coverage. But because this is such a heavy and thick foundation and my skin is on the dry side, I don't really want to draw more attention to dry flakes. Like I shouldn't have used it on my forehead, but for the sake of the video of showing you where to highlight, I did. So I'm going to go ahead and actually go in with the foundation that currently matches me, or is just like a little bit darker than my skin tone, just to go in to cover up some of these acne scars that I have around my mouth. And just to sort of spread it under this area, and then just around where we just had the highlight up there. Okay, and then just remember that little goes a long way, and since we are using a lot of foundations, you really do kind of want to put like a lighter layer on. And then now comes for more of the contour part and my freaking forehead. Ugh. If any of you, hopefully you guys don't really suffer from having such dry, flaky skin like I do. And I just got foundation on my leg. Alright, so now with this, you just want to put it like where the hollows of your cheek were, where you would normally put your bronzer. So kind of do the ducky face and just sort of like spread it out to that area. Again, with this stuff, you don't really need a lot. And it's crazy to me that I was once this tan and like this sort of shade. I don't even know when I was once this tan. This is crazy. So now you just kind of want to work with that area, take whatever's left over down the sides of your nose. Just like that, and then now again just work on blending it. You don't really need to use your beauty blender anymore at this stage. I would recommend just using your foundation brush. And then you just really want to make sure that you blend what you put on the sides of your nose, because you don't want that to be super obvious. And then just using circular motions, just going into the cheekbone area and kind of taking it up a little bit. Again, this should be the area where you would put bronzer. Okay, and then last but not least, you want to get some right by the temples of your head, because this is also where you would put your bronzer to contour. Okay, and then you also just want to get like a little bit underneath your chin. Okay, so once you have the liquid foundation set, sorry, it cut off when I was recording the rest of this, so I kind of have the rest of my makeup on, but I'm just going to go through the steps, obviously, since it didn't record it. Once you have all the liquid foundation on, you kind of want to set it. Just like you would normally if you were wearing one shade of foundation, you would still put your bronzer on or like powder on your face to sort of set it. So I am going to be using my trusty trio from Nars, and I use Laguna bronzer, and you don't want to use as much bronzer as you normally would because you already have like that dark contoured area. So you just want to take a little bit and just kind of go over this area and then up your temples, and then you also want to cover underneath your chin and sort of blend that out, and then blend it down onto your neck, and whatever is left over, I would recommend doing the sides of your nose, because again, you don't really want to have a whole lot of shading on the sides of your nose because it just might look weird. And then I also used Albatross as a highlighter. I just used my finger and just sort of put it on the top of my cheekbones, and then I also put some down the center of my nose as well. The highlighter really isn't necessary, it's just if you want to have like that extra light like sheen on your face along with the brightness that you already had from using the paler color. And then I also used Orgasm blush, and then my technique that I like using for blush, I have to be super careful with really pigmented blushes because I am so pale. A little goes a long way. So basically I just took a little bit and just, you want to get it underneath and do like sort of like a curved section underneath your cheekbone, because I just think that it really makes your the apple of your cheek more pronounced and stick out more. So I basically just went back and forth like this and then started more so blending it back, and then when I was almost done blending, I did go over the cheekbone, so there's a little bit of color, but you just want to focus most of it under here. Like when you look at celebrities, like I noticed Jennifer Lawrence has this a lot, like in her pictures on the red carpet, her cheekbones are just like bam, and I've just been really looking and paying attention to her makeup, and it seems like that's what her makeup artist does, is just go like under the area so it sticks out more and looks more pronounced. So anyways, that is how I contour, like a very heavy contour, like extreme, dramatic, drastic contour, whatever you would like to call it. This might look a little extreme on me now because I do not have any eye makeup on. As I said, this is like the perfect kind of foundation that you would want to use if you are doing like a heavier, more dramatic, very smoky eye. It would just really bring the whole look together, and your face won't look as flat or as washed out or pale. So anyways, I hope you guys found this helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!